Well, today we are going to talk about a topic that doesn't get discussed much in the gardening world, and that is companion planting gone wrong. Alright, now as you probably know by now, companion planting is a great way to improve the health and productivity of your garden. So much so I'm doing an entire video series on it right now. This is actually video number 2. However, there are a few plants that should never be planted together, and in today's video we're going to talk about 5 specific pairings you should never plant together in the garden, and then we're going to follow up with a couple specific things you should look out for when companion planting to make sure you set yourself up for success. So let's get after it. Alright, so the first pairing on our list is tomatoes and any member of the nightshade family, like peppers, eggplants, potatoes. All of these plants are susceptible to the same diseases and pests, and planting them together can actually create a breeding ground for these problems. And in addition, tomatoes are a real heavy feeder and can deplete the soil of the nutrients the other plants would need, obviously causing harm and not allowing them to produce like you'd want them to. So you definitely want to stay away from planting tomatoes from any other member of the nightshade family. The second one is, you guessed it, garlic and beans. While the garlic is a natural pest repellent, it can actually inhibit the growth of the beans by releasing a chemical that'll damage the roots of the beans. So you definitely want to avoid planting garlic with beans next time you're planting out your garden. Alright, now pairing number 3 is cucumbers and potatoes. Now the cucumbers are a real heavy feeder and will definitely deplete the soil of nutrients that the potatoes need. And in addition, the potatoes can attract pests such as the Colorado potato beetle, i.e. my garden nemesis. No joke, did a whole video on it. And I'm here to tell you, the Colorado potato beetle is not partial to just potatoes. If your cucumbers are planted next to it, or if your tomatoes are planted next to it, it will attack them as well. So you want to try to avoid planting cucumbers with potatoes. Now the fourth one on the list would be onions and peas. Now just like the garlic and the beans, the onions are a natural pest repellent. However, they will inhibit the growth of the peas by releasing chemicals into the soil, which will unfortunately harm the roots of the pea plants. Now the fifth and final pairing on our list is mint and anything else. Mint is a highly invasive plant. It can be tough to get rid of once it's established. So my suggestion is, if you want to grow some mint, grow it in a separate little container garden, maybe a small raised herb bed garden, something that you can definitely contain it with. So that's the fifth one on our list, is mint and anything. I would suggest just planting it by itself. So there you have it. Our first one to never plant together is tomatoes and any other nightshade. Our second one is garlic and beans. Our third one is cucumbers and potatoes. Our fourth one is onion and peas. And our fifth one is mint and anything else. Now, as promised, here are a few things you want to think about when companion planting to try to avoid some of these costly mistakes that I've made in the past. Kind of set yourself up for success and make the most of companion planting. Now, the first one is choosing plants with similar sun, soil, and water requirements. The second one is make sure they complement each other in terms of pest control and nutrient uptake. And the third one is rotate your crops each year to try to avoid soil-borne diseases. And don't let this scare you, and don't be afraid to do some experimenting and see what plants work for you in your garden and in your climate. Now, if you want a few more tips on this whole companion planting thing, you can check out this video right here, and we'll see you on the next one.